Yo, welcome back everybody. This is EonShiKeno with another StarCraft 2 commentary for you from HMTV. Well, let me introduce our players. On the bottom left side of the map, the newest member for SKT1, it's going to be our blue Protoss player, Parting. And on the other side of the map, which is Daybreak, the man who is one with the Force, and is currently on Team LGIM, the Red Terran, it's going to be YoDa. I would try a YoDa accent, or a... Is that an accent? I don't know if really you can classify an accent to one person. It's an impression. I would try YoDa accent. Maybe I'll bust out during the, length of this commentary, but it's been so long since I've done one. I think I would just mess it up horribly, but maybe that would be just as entertaining. Anyways, enough with the player name humor. So, straight up, we got a match here from IEM Katoyais, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce that. But a very big match here between both these players. YoDa, I would say, is the not the favorite. Parting would be the favorite in this matchup. If you just look strictly at win percentages that the opponents have, that they have. So Parting, his best matchup is actually versus Terran, and his win percent is something around like 60 win percent. So that's pretty good versus Terran, and that's actually his best matchup is versus Terran. On the other hand, YoDa, his best matchup is versus Terran as well. But fortunately, Parting's not a Terran, he's a Protoss. And his matchup, his win percent versus Protoss is only around 50%, which is his second highest win percent. Last being Zerg, of course. So, if you just want to look at the stats straight ahead, you'd say, okay, Parting's probably got the lead. And also, if you just look at Parting's, his legacy so far in StarCraft 2, just got so many tournament wins, amazing games, has the amazing builds. So yeah, I would say Parting is the favorite in this game, but you never know. That's what StarCraft's for. Could always be upsets. We've got YoDa scouting around the back of his base, just making sure there's no proxies. At the same time, scouting with his SCV across the map. Parting holding that middle Zelnaga tower in case he has to worry about some type of 2-gate coming all the way in. I don't think he actually got a scout up there. I mean, yeah, you saw the gas, so that could lead to another barracks being somewhere, at least maybe transfer that into a tech lab, kind of a cross-map style of two barracks, but very unlikely. But anyway, Stalker going to come out, and the Chrono Boost is going to go down on both of those things, the Warp Gate also. This SCV won't be able to see too much. He's going to see the double gas there as opposed to single gas, and of course he hasn't seen an expansion yet, but Parting is doing this really, really standard opening he likes to do all the time. Just do the same kind of forced opening almost every single matchup, especially versus Terran. He just loves doing this, so it's really hard to read Parting because he almost does the exact same thing all the time. He's following up with the Robo, and more than likely he's going to be following up with another Gateway. There we go. Speak of the devil, there is the next Gateway. So Gateway, Robo, Gateway, this is such a solid opening for, anyone out there. Any level of StarCraft, you could do this build and be fairly safe with it. The Gateway, Robo, Gateway is super strong. You get a lot of units out. You can make Marauders. You can make it Sentries. You have an Observer if you want to deal with Banshee harass. Just pretty good in general. So that SCV, is that actually going to get in there? The Stalker is just, nope, the Stalker is already out, but the SCV will be able to take it out. But did he actually see that? That is the question. He did not see it, so he is safe for now. YoDa has some Marines down here in the bottom, and we've got a double command center after the first barracks. Marines coming out. Has he started researching STEM yet? He's probably going to get that as soon as he gets 100 gas. It's going to be next on his agenda. Second gas going to go up here. 2 barracks follow up. So YoDa really looking for the late game macro style here. Parting also has a pretty safe opening, like I was saying, and then going into expansion. So he's going to be behind when it comes to macro. He's not going to have the edge against the Terran player. So the Terran player will have the macro edge, but he may be forced to play defensive in that situation. And we're going to have to wait and see. Is Parting going to scout this out? He's got the Observer heading in there. He's going to see the extra orbital command, and he's going to have to decide, am I going to go for a 2-base play and try to just crack YoDa? Am I going to try and crack this little green man? Or, am I just going to take a quicker third and then just try to catch up, as the game progresses? Those are the decisions players have to make. as they play. The Stalker in the middle should watch out. There he goes. Gets one hit and sneaks out of there. Observer does see the second orbital and third orbital, I would assume. No, he hasn't got down there yet, but, I mean, he can see this mining mineral, so if he's paying attention, he can see that. A lot of sentries. Immortal pushing out, another Immortal on the way. And is he going to throw down any more warp gates? There we go, one more warp gate. Is he going to throw down another one? It looks like it, okay. I wonder if Parting's going to start to ramp up his attack here. He did throw down on those extra gateways. He didn't throw down an expansion, and he is pushing out across the map. So is he going to get a proxy pylon down somewhere? He's got a probe with him. So yeah, Parting is looking to do some damage here. And YoDa already maybe suspecting something, already just has this prepared anyway because he knows he's going to be really vulnerable at this point in the game. Already throwing down extra bunkers, too, going to go down. Stim is not yet done. Stim has got a little bit longer left to go there. About 50 more seconds. So if Parting can deal enough damage before Stim finishes, he may be able to just take YoDa out right now. So more bunkers being built in the back there. He's got the SCVs already up at the front. And does he have a proxy pylon? It's down there on the low ground. Not as close as, you know, he would strictly want it to be. Scan's going to go down. He's going to get that observer. And SCV's just kind of chilling out in the front. He sees this, another proxy pylon pushing forward. Another Zealot's being warped in. So he's got the 4 gateways. He's going to chrono boost those guys. He's going to spend all the chrono boost on there. And we got the attack coming in here very soon. You know, there we go. There's the Guardian Shield. He's going to go straight forward into a lot of force fields go down 3. He's not going to be able to do any repair on that except from this front side. The bunker does go down, but it costs him 4 force fields. More go down. He's going to be able to pick off a couple more sentries. This is evening the playing field just a little bit up for the fact that he does have that extra command center. So many sentries here. He's got enough for easily multiple more force fields, easily for enough for some Guardian Shields. He's going to go in here for another attack, though. And now we have Parting going to go back and forth. Force fields go down. 3 force fields go down. That bunker is not going to be repaired at all in time. More force fields going to go down. Trap those Marines. Is he going to continue the pressure? Yeah, the Marines do die in the front, and he's going to fall back. He's kept most of these sentries alive, which is really important in this situation. You want to keep those units alive, which can generate energy. Those are good as the game progresses. Really cost effective. Let those Zealots die up in the front. 3 bunkers still left alive. Parting still adding some pressure, but you know this isn't an all-in for him. This is just taking chunks out of YoDa. Another force field goes down, but Stim is finished. YoDa is good. He should be able to push this back if he just plays a straight medevacs are out now. And I think this is the part where Parting is going to say, okay, medevacs, Marines, Stim. He's maybe going to give it one more shot, then fall back. But I think Parting is kind of going to start to overstay his welcome here in just a little bit. Zealots in the front, good control there from Parting. Going to push in here. It's just kind of a dance back and forth. Who's going to stim? Maybe Parting's just waiting for that stim to happen. He's going to bait him back. But as you can see here, Parting is making forges back at his base. He's making more probes. He's making more gas. He's going to pick off a couple more. Yeah, there we go. Immortal 2 sieges go down. And Parting just trying to bait YoDa out here. Got a couple more kills. He's not engaging into these bunkers. Because I think if he feels if he goes into those bunkers, he will lose that fight. Just because it's stim in the medevacs. And he's just kind of baiting YoDa to come out, and that's what he did there. He managed to throw some force fields down and get those 2 extra kills, actually 3 extra kills, before he managed to fall back. And oh, look at this, 4 more kills here. Parting is just, this is awesome. Like he hasn't had the ability to break YoDa since stim finish and those medevacs came out, but he's still whittling away at YoDa as the game progresses. And behind this, look at this, upgrades coming. He's got 4 gas up and rolling. Like I said, he's got the robotics bay out. Researching extended thermal lancer. We have a drop at the main. The Stalker is warped in here, but it's not going to be enough. The Colossus comes out. Perfect timing with the Colossus. Those Marines are wishing they were dropped just a little bit earlier. I don't know how many kills here. We'll check in just a second. Looks like he killed about maybe 6 or 5 workers there, but he's going to get intercepted by sentries. No, he's going to get trapped. He's going to get trapped. Will he sneak out of there to the right? He should be able to sneak out of there to the right if he pays attention. Yeah, I think he's good there, but that was so close. Losing a medevac to sentries is just... That's kind of embarrassing. So Parting, I love the way he just stayed in there, just poking at YoDa, waiting for YoDa to make mistakes. And of course, YoDa made 2 mistakes there and lost a couple more units for it. And just great control there from Parting. Parting's setting up a 3rd base in the top left side of the map, or actually middle side of the map. Zealots being pulled back from the middle, not going to lose those guys just yet. Aggressive stim there from YoDa, stimming back and forth all over the place. He does have a medevacs, which with plenty of energy, so he can't afford to do that, but I'm not sure what he was attempting there with that situation. This medevac is really low over here on the right. So the 3rd base for YoDa will actually get there after Parting's base finishes, it looks like. Now we've got the starport in full Viking production. He did see that Viking come out. He is, or actually, he saw the Colossus come out, rather. He knows he needs to transition into the Vikings. But the thing here is he going to keep producing Colossus? I think he's got, what, 1 out right now? Or 2? So he's only going to go with 2, and he's went straight into High Templar and Charge Lots. So YoDa can't overproduce Vikings. He doesn't want to make too many Vikings to make them completely useless. And in that situation, the High Templar are just going to slaughter this. And while he did make enough Vikings to take out the Colossus, he will be in a little bit of trouble if he gets into a situation where he attacks whenever Storm is finished. Force fields go down at the bottom of the ramp, work out pretty well. Vikings do take out all those Colossus, and at this point, that was pretty good. I like the trade there. He traded a couple of those Vikings for the Colossus, and at this point, he really doesn't have to keep making Vikings. He already has, what, 5 of them. He's making another one right now. He really needs to transition back into Medevacs. We'll see if that's even going to matter. Force field goes down. Stim goes down, but he's going to force that Stim to be completely wasted. But YoDa's going to go for a drop of the main. He's going to pick the low HP Medevac. This could be very bad for YoDa if anything gets warped up here. But luckily for YoDa, that's not going to be the case. We have attack at the top. This top third base is going to fall very quickly, and the base down here at the bottom is going to force the destruction of a couple of those gateways. Going to go straight to the back. Zealot warped in to try and deal with this. The Vikings going to land over here. They're just going to get completely slaughtered. Nope, they're just going to lift away. Yep, that's a bad decision. Don't try to be hero Vikings. I know you saw that new Heart of the Swarm, you know, intro video where the Viking lands to try and check out the Ultralisks. He looks awesome, but at the end of the day, he gets completely destroyed. Don't be a hero, Viking. Don't be a hero. 2-2 upgrades coming on the way for Parting. He did lose that third base, so now we have YoDa with map control, and he's got the third base up and rocking. Do you have ghosts in production? Yes, we do. We've got 2 ghosts coming out, which is exactly the decision YoDa needed to make to deal with these incoming High Templar. You know, whenever this situation happens, the player did transition out of Colossus, and I think, yeah, he's completely stopped Viking production. Whoops. Yeah, he's only got 4, which is a pretty decent number just to stick with in case one Colossus does sneak out. 4 should be enough to deal with it. But now it's kind of transitioned into Bio Medevac with a couple of ghosts to deal with the High Templar. So we're going to see how well can Parting control his how well can Parting control his High Templar so they don't get EMP'd or sniped. And of course, YoDa's going to be doing the opposite, going to try and pick off and snipe those High Templar before they get to land those ultimate storms and take out huge percentages of that bio force. So a lot of ghosts being produced here out of all those tech lab buildings. Another starport up and done, so in case he wants to make a lot more Vikings, or if he wants to do some type of huge late game air Terran transition, he's going to have that available to him. Parting with good visibility on the map. You can see he's got the bottom checked out here for drops. He's got a observer here to check out any path through this section, and another observer here kind of checking out the front of his opponent's base. So he knows exactly where he's at. He sees where he's at, but there is a unit here at the Zolnaga Tower, so YoDa is aware of that, and he scan goes down, he's going to check out that observer. 3 Marauders heading to the top. I'm not sure where they're actually going to. They did see this pylon, so they'll take that out. Oh my god, if they hit these High Templar, that's just going to be the worst. The worst. Don't lose those High Templar. Okay, luckily you didn't see those. Marauders are going to stem and get out of there. Zealots, too much man. Or maybe not. Wait, he's not paying attention to it. He's pushing through the middle. He's spreading out his forces. Scan is going to go down. He sees the army. Storm lands. Does a decent amount of damage. Now he's just storming those Marauders. We see Parting spreading out his High Templar all across the map. And here we got the big attack going to come forward. Is he going to be able to throw down some force fields? There goes the storm. 2 storms go down. They hit most of those units. He has enough for about 2 or 3 more storms, I think. Feedbacks go down on one of those ghosts. And that's the only ghost he's got left here. He's got no more EMPs. This would be a great time for Parting to go in for a fight and hit while there are no ghosts to deal with. It. Archon gets formed there. He doesn't lose his High Templar. Kind of players just fighting for position. Zealots with the charge. He does have his 2-2 storm coming in. Where did that... I guess he snuck in over here. He lands a storm there. Bio forces. Those medevacs have a decent amount of energy still, so they can do a little bit of healing. But every storm... Wow, those guys are actually pretty low. I don't know if the medevacs have enough to deal with that. The observers do see the reinforcements on the way. You know, YoDa's really going to start applying some pressure now. More gateways going to be warped in here. Colossus is coming out now. And Zealots charging in from the top. Not sure where they're going to go in for, but they do die. High Templar is coming in after them. And now we have the attack through the middle. Here comes the attack. The Zealots of the Sentries throw down. The Storm's coming from behind. Oh my god, look at the Storms just coming in from left and right. And the army is just completely melted, it seems like. But there's Marauders still left alive. Reinforcements are coming in, but it's not enough. Parting with the supply lead after that attack comes in from seemingly 3 different angles. And YoDa's forced to retreat. Marauders were the last things to be alive in that fight. And they dropped to those Immortals. Look at these Immortals. 15 kills, 10 kills, 17 kills. A Colossus in the mix. Didn't get any kills for that fight. Showed up just to look cool. Let's check the spinning tab while we got a little bit of downtime here. You see Terran player building a lot of army there. But oh, look at this. Parting is going to go for an attack. And look at this. YoDa with he's going to land in EMPs. Not really. Those ghosts just die up in the front. 1 EMP goes down. Didn't actually hit those High Templar, and High Templar are going to have to land some nice storms. There they go. That whole army on the left gets completely destroyed. The rest of the army on the right gets destroyed by the army of Parting. And there's the GG from YoDa. Parting takes him out. Great play there from both those players. You know, I love the way Parting stayed longer than he should have versus YoDa and his pressure. Like, we knew that attack was over, but he just stayed in the area, allowing him to just snag a couple extra kills. Which worked out for him. And then YoDa had a nice transition from Vikings into Ghost. You know, that fight outside Parting's at Parting's future 4th base, that was kind of the game changer. That's where you saw the High Templar coming from the top, High Templar coming in from the bottom, the main army just pushing straight in, Parting just coming from everywhere. YoDa's split didn't matter. You know, Parting was just all over that. Took out that army, and from there it was kind of the end of the game. Parting makes the push at the end, takes out YoDa. To grab the win. So, victory for Parting. Tough game that was, I think. That was awful. I knew I shouldn't have done that. All right, guys. See you later.